I just had a piece come out in Bull Lit Mag, for which I am so incredibly fortunate. To oversimplify things, Mike Tyson, the mythologically indestructible force of my childhood, got beat up by some influencer named Jake Paul on a Friday night. Well, specifically 2 Friday nights ago. And look, I've never watched a fight in my life. Not interested. But Mike Tyson was such a looming cultural icon that when I heard he lost the next morning, well, something inside me triggered and boom. Wrote a few lines in my notes app that Saturday morning, transferred it to an actual document on Sunday, rewrote it on a Monday, and then submitted it on a Tuesday. And the moment after I submitted it, that moment is what I want to talk about here in the corner booth. Art and I have talked a lot about trying to tune into your own voice as a writer, to listen to those impulses, those gut instincts that lead you to writing the thing that you want to write, so that you can see it out there in print and say, this is exactly what I wanted to say. It's a difficult task to hear those inner radio waves. And you know what, just quickly, a little distinction. I'm not talking about listening to the voices in your head. No. Very, very different. That's very different because, avoid those. Danger. I'm talking about those little flags the writing editor inside you is waving, possibly semaphoring at you when something doesn't feel right, and then capitalizing on it. The moment after I submitted my Jake Paul Mike Tyson piece, I did that weird thing that some writers do where I instantly reopened it so I could analyze why it would be rejected. But this time, I got that gut feeling. I recognized it. It was calling out to me, waving its arms in the air like a giant at the roadhouse. If you know, you know. But again, it wasn't the voice in my head, because, the voices in my head always tell me to eat a whole bag of Oreos in one sitting. No. This was the gut instinct inner editor telling me I had written the entire thing wrong. The whole thing. Of course, there's a little panic, but I withdrew the piece from Bull. I made the changes that my impulses told me to make. It's only 150 words soaking wet. You can make major changes to a piece like that in less time than it takes to eat a quarter bag of Oreos. I resubmitted it, and something happened. The little editor inside of me, the one that always hates everything I write, felt satisfied, like I had found the words that I really wanted to say. You ever have one of those moments where you feel super confident that you've written something that is so you, that is so your voice, that it might actually be able to weather all the rejections it's going to get until it finds its home? Well, that's how I felt. And this time, it turned out to be right. Bull accepted it this past Wednesday, published it on Thursday, and I couldn't be happier. Why? Not because this is the fastest turnaround I've ever had on a piece from conception to publication, because, that ain't gonna ever happen again. Have you read my writing? No, it's because I was finally able to start really listening to and responding to the editing impulses for my own work. It's very hard to do because personally, that editing signal comes from deep within a swamp of overthink and overworking. So this week, let's dig out that piece you've been working on to see if you can feel a signal coming from within yourself that you might not have been paying attention to that instinct you have about a word, a sentence, the vibe, this whole structure itself, whatever. The more we engage with that gut editor, the more you try to listen for it, the more you'll be able to recognize it and work with it. And who knows, it might get you to the place you were looking to get your piece to. See you next week, and have a bag of Oreos. Get ready.